And we're back. Now we're back. People, deluded. I'm back again. Hope everyone's doing well and safe. Hope you're all having a great Wednesday. As usual, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and in some cases, good night. Appreciative if you're on Twitch. Please make sure you're smashing the like button if you're on YouTube. And I got an email today from YouTube people. Like, do you lot see some hype button? I haven't done any research on it. Was skim reading it actually like a few moments ago with you lot. Do you lot see a hype button? If you see a hype button, tell me what you see and tell me if you press it, what happens, because I need to do some research on that. We're a community. We've got to 70,000. Who knows? That might be a way to help us cross over to 100,000. So, yeah, man. I hope you're all enjoying your, your week, your day. Obviously, Arsenal, the next signing looks like it might be Hincapie. We might poach another player or hijack another player from Spurs. Kobbie Mainoo is apparently available. Anyone having him for 45 million? I know you've got Lewis Skelly who could play in midfield, Norgard, Merino, Rice, Zubamendi, the Odegaards, the Wanyeris. It sounds surreal to say, but Eze, that is so poetic, man, if I'm honest with you. So, yeah, people, long term, I would like another centre midfielder. And I just want to say I've been wrong about many things, but anyone that's happy about Hincapie, yeah, where are you lot now? Because when I was saying, oh, we need a left back, it's nice to see that the club agrees with me. When I was saying we need another left back, you lot like, no, man, we don't need one. Remember, before before Gyökeres was confirmed, and it was really just the squad fillers and Zubamendi, I was like, listen, we need another left back. Love Lewis Skelly, would love him to play in midfield. Don't really care if he plays in midfield or in set or at left back, and I don't know which one he'll be long term, but you're looking at 38 games from him. And then you're looking at 50 plus. It's not sustainable. Yes, you've got Calafiori, who some of you wanted sold after an injury hit season. He can play left-sided centre half. And of course, at left back. But again, injuries, suspensions, these things all play a part. So I'm all for Hincapie. And Hincapie's addition means you've got now Calafiori, Gabriel Magalhaes, and obviously him that can play left-sided centre half. Gives us some options at left back. Gives Mikel Arteta options, man. Now, the challenge for Mikel Arteta is sometimes when you've got so many options, how do you, get the best out of everything? Because you might think, I want to go with Hincapie and this and that, and you get where I'm going. Also, with that, again, I want to maintain, as much as I'm happy about the signings we're bringing in, and fingers crossed about bringing in players, improving the existing players we have, keeping the existing players, the good ones that we have, and actually tactically, learning how to cut open chances. Because let's be honest, we did win 5-0 against Leeds and we did have shots on target, but the old issues somewhat are still there with us in the final third. That is our bread and butter. So it is a tactical thing, but going kind of backing off what I just said. If you've got Hincapie, Calafiori, Miles Lewis Skelly, potentially Eze out wide, Madueke out wide, whoever you want to play in that left 8 position, that left-hand side needs to not look lopsided. Now, maybe the Leeds game was a step in the right direction because we actually, big up Timber for him for what he was doing, and we wish Saka, a healthy return. But we actually looked a lot more dangerous down the left. And obviously, you got Gyökeres pulling out there. So, yeah, man, it gives us more tools to kind of fix that lopsided problem and look like a consistent threat down the left. As, let's be honest, 3 years, you could say bordering into the 4th season that we're in, it's been the right-hand side or nothing, if I'm honest with you. And if we want to be a team that can genuinely compete in all competitions, this is what we need to do in it. This is what we need to do. And, I'm happy with my defensive ranks. I don't want to talk about Hincapie too much before he signs for us, if he signs for us, but to have Calafiori, Hincapie, Timber, Magalhaes, Saliba, Miles Lewis Skelly, I don't even know if I've said Calafiori, Benjamin White, so many, I'm losing track of it. I'm cool with that, people. And obviously, Hincapie's been in the game for a minute, but he's only 23. Now, Magalhaes at least has another 5 years in him, and he's here for right now. But you never know. If we have the ideal world where Arsenal win everything, Saliba probably goes to Real Madrid. And then, obviously, Saliba's one thing, but Magalhaes, if you win everything at Arsenal and you've been great here and things like that, you're 27, 28, 29, assuming when we do this, you might think I want a new experience. Now, I hope that isn't going to happen, but that is the reality of professional football, people. So that would mean you've got your long-term guy. And to be honest with you, it wouldn't be a summer if we didn't sign goalies, left backs or defenders, and Chelsea players. So yeah, it is what it is, man. Big up you lot. Big up DG. It's a new era. We are moving like a proper club who wants to win. Credit to Berta for making the deals happen. Credit to the board for backing Arteta and Berta. Now, Berta's done his job. Mikel Arteta and the players, they know what they need to do in it. You know what you need to do. And even you, Mikel Arteta, I don't know about anyone else. There's too much toxic positive and bottom gooners and this and that and the third. Me, I'm I think both sides are lies, if I'm honest with you. It's not that in isolation I disagree with anything, but I think both sides are lies. I think if you act like everything's rosy at Arsenal Football Club in general over the time with Mikel Arteta, since we've crossed over, forget the rebuild and Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher chatting shit about us. When we've got into this, what, 2022, 23 to now, whenever we've had our first title challenge, yeah, that. And then obviously, if you act like, if you're doing the overly negative thing, I think you're chatting shit as well, people. That's not to say you cannot, for what it's worth, there are people that can say Mikel Arteta out, or Mikel Arteta is not the man, or Mikel Arteta has hit a ceiling, or Mikel Arteta is potentially taking us as far as he can go. I'm not talking about those that might lean towards the positive or might lean towards the left, but but can consider everything. You can't say Arteta has been a failure. He's got a lot wrong. There's new questions. Can you get us over the line? But he's also got a lot right. If he left tomorrow, it's a great platform for someone else to do this thing. When he walked in, to if he left now, we're in a better place. We don't need to lie. For the other side, that act like everything's rosy, you don't rate Arteta as much as me. You don't. You can't. You cannot rate him. Because if you look, these same people rate Bukayo Saka, right? If Bukayo Saka goes a season without bagging the numbers, obviously he's injured at the moment, but the numbers that we know he can get, or even with Gyökeres now because he's a striker, there's questions. So for me, you can't say Mikel Arteta is great, bring out all them statistics, do all of those things, be happy that we've got to a quarters and then the semis. Fair enough, we got to a semis in the League Cup. We've been second in the last few years. We're flirting with it. So if you rate him that much and he's done all of the hard parts and you call him one of the best in the world and all those things, and we've got close to getting to a Champions League final, got close to winning the Premier League, I think it's a fair question to say, yo, get us over the line. Can you take us there? And until he does that, I believe personally every option should be on the table. Persisting with my man, keeping my man, but at some point you're gonna have to do something different. There is the owner, is not going nowhere. There's been new players. There's a new sporting director. No matter what people say, I don't want to hear nothing if this goes left about, Gyökeres wasn't the one. He wanted Sesko. He didn't want Eze. He didn't want this. Obviously, I'm exaggerating a bit. You've been given the tools, make it happen. Because to a degree, it doesn't matter even if we got 99 points and the team above us got first. I still think there should be questions, as harsh as that is. I don't care about external validation. Us Arsenal fans, we go to war quite a lot. I don't really care. They're not supposed to like us. I wish we lived in a world of equality, and I'll always stand up for our football club where I can and where I think they're chatting shit. But everybody's crying. I'm just going on social media. Everybody's crying about refs in that Liverpool-Newcastle game. Everyone's been crying about refs. Me as an Arsenal fan, I'm staying out of it. Staying out of it because you call us a madman. Staying out of it. Not involved in it. I'm not. The outside sources are not going to rate us. They're going to talk nonsense. And when they say these cliches and these rage bait things and stuff to get engagement and stuff, when you ask them in the heart, like, be honest. I'm not here to say Arsenal's this, that, the third, we're the biggest in the land, we're doing all of these things. You can't sit here and say we're a rubbish team. You're lying if you suggest anything. Bring all the question marks on. But the only way to shut people up and shut a lot of Arsenal fans up, for those that criticize stuff and forget wanting to be shut up, we want to win silverware. We know we're not, like, people gaslight you and say it's not all about silverware. Great, but the manager talks about it. The players talk about it. They've got so close yet so far. We are now at that stage. It is a trophy thing. It is about winning silverware. That's the only way to shut people up. In fact, let's be honest. It's either the Prem or the Champs. That's to shut most people up. You can save some level of face with an FA Cup or a League Cup. To be fair, ending up, regardless of what happens, whether the whole team's injured or no one's injured, you don't win silverware. There's a fair question. And unfortunately, as a football club, since we've been in this, and again, people can banter us or whatever, there is something. I can't tell you what. I am not Mikel Arteta. I don't get paid 15 million a year. I ain't managed in the Prem or the Champs, ain't got pro license. But there is a degree of when it's truly sink or swim at times, we do crumble, bro. And that is what it is. Make peace with it. Let's get over that now. I don't really want to talk about or care about what we're good at. Take the good, keep it being good. The things that we're shit at, the things that are shortcomings at this football club, that's what I want to see improved, because naturally, if you focus on things that you're bad at, you get them to a certain standard, you take what's already good and make it great, you're doing all right. And for me, I just want to feel like we've maximized everything. Berta, you're doing what you can in terms of incomings, outgoings, you'll see a few. That's maximizing what we did in the market. You, Berta, Mikel Arteta, even the Cronkies, bro. You can't just sit here and say they're not backing. Are they the greatest owners? No, but you can't blame the Cronkies for us not winning trophies in the last 3 years. They've backed Arteta all the way, but cool. Not really the biggest fans of the owners, but cool. You've done what you need to do. Berta and Arteta on the recruitment front, you've done what you need to do. Mikel Arteta, all I need to know is what we're good at, make it better, and obviously moving the ball quicker. All of the shortcomings that we talk about, game management. When we exhaust all of these controllables, I'm a very happy man. And then I'll entertain external factors, referee, this, that, and the third. Of course, refs play a part. But even if we remove refs' decisions, is that the reason we dropped however many points from winning positions or 14 draws or didn't have a squad, that we needed? For example, as I said, I'll say fair enough where I think fair play. See all the signings we've got now and the big squad and everything. God forbid, yeah, but if we have got injuries, but if the injuries hit like how they did last season, I would say to the club, fair enough, because you've actively tried. That is for me unlocked. But last season, it just merely highlighted the summer failings. And then January, I don't blame anybody apart from the Cronkies for January. I'll be brutally honest with you, but that's neither here nor there. Eze's landed, Gyökeres is here, Zubimendi's here, couple new contracts, get Hincapie. Come on, Berta, man. This has been unprecedented. I've been getting goosebumps here. One more left winger, please. Just one more. And fair play. Arteta, you got the tools, you got the ingredients, cook the meal, my guy. But yeah, big up all of you lot tuned in. Smash the like button. Let me know what your thoughts. Just wanted to get that off my chest. We've got 45 likes. Can we keep going? Can we get 100? Mainoo doesn't get into our starting 11, quality player, but is he really better than any of our options in midfield? I hear that, but he's not getting ahead of Rice and Zubimendi. But listen, I'm a big fan of Mainoo. I think that's so. What happened there? Hello? No clue what happened there, yeah, people. But you would imagine within the next year or two, yeah, Kai Havertz is a decision to make, because even, we need a big squad and a squad player. If we just look at what Kai is, which is a multifunctional, facilitative squad kind of player, the club might find that same prototype of Kai Havertz, which is going to cost significantly less. Kai might not even think he's getting the football I want to get, even though he appears happy and the manager trusts him. That's something. Martin Odegaard, again, speculation is going to start over him. Norgard's probably here for 18 months, 2 years max, because he's 31. Marino, I don't want to necessarily sell him and things, but that could be someone to make way. So I do think we need to keep a close eye on central midfield, like proper centre midfielders. Obviously, you've got Eze, you've got Wanyeri, you've got Odegaard, you've got these multifunctional guys, but like pure midfielders, guys that what we thought we'd look at with Lewis Skelly, but since he's come into the first team, he's evidently playing as a left back. But like a Lewis Skelly, more so, a Zubimendi, a Declan Rice, those guys are going to play in that pivot. Of course, Marino could do that. Kai can do that. Let's be brutally honest. They're not going to cut the mustard there. It's as simple as that. So yeah, be interested, man. But I don't think we're gonna go for Mainoo. But 45 mil, where we've got more money to spend. Allow me, Arsenal fans, like you lot, we've been starved, man. How many transfer windows have we had that were crap? Last season we were underwhelmed. Last summer, sorry. January is underwhelmed. Going back way before we even knew what a Berto or a Mikel Arteta or an Edu post-playing careers was. But remember when we only bought checking? Wenger, I love you, but how we only signed Petr Cech that summer, and how you gave William Gallas the number 10 shirt. I'd love to ask you those questions when I get beyond, praising you for all the memories you've given me in my 30 years. And, again, people have to put respect on Arsene Wenger's name because of what he did. This is now why we can spend money, not just this year, but before. The academy's pumping. Shout out to him selling Nicholas Anelka, but you can never have too many good players, man. And people want to talk about these buzzwords about tiers. And I even see a comment today about we want 22 starting level players. I would love that, but not even the Paris Saint-Germain's, the Barcelona in their prime, Real Madrid. They didn't have 22 top players. Like, there was guys that could do a thing. But I hear it. Who wouldn't want that? Bro, what is going on? Anytime I bring up a comment, I stream you, I'll stop your nonsense, man. What is going on? One sec, people. Let me leave the studio and come back. They can't stop the show, man. All right, cool. We're back. You see? I don't know, StreamYard, you're acting, but you can't stop the show. Apologies for any technical difficulties. I think a lot of comments have been cut out as well, man. Sheg. So yeah, because I left, I can't bring all of them up. But what I can do is scroll up on YouTube, man. Nobody answered my question about the hype thing as well. Camstar, what you said, the only player that Mainoo gets in over is Norgard, and he's probably third choice in the pecking order. I hear it. What a day to be a Gooner H, you're right. Berta is moving differently. What's Ange Jeremy said? Mainoo is an 8. He can't play pivot like Rice and Zubi. Don't think it's worth investing in when we have Wanyeri and Dalman who can play 8-10. I hear you, yeah. And I'm not saying you're wrong. But one, you can never have too many good players, yeah. And for a man that's played in midfield in a European final, you can't sit here and say he can't play 8 or whatever. He can't play in the pivot, but Max Dalman at 15 and Wanyeri can. We ain't seen that. For what it's worth, I agree with you. Of course, I think long term, Wanyeri 8-10, that's your bread and butter. I actually think Dalman will be one of those. Although in the short term, I do want to see a bit of this Max Dalman out wide stuff. But you can't say that and then talk down Mainoo's thing because he's done it in the Prem. And I do think in general, we get too hung up on this 8 and 10 stuff, and we're always going to do it with Rice and Zubamendi. For what it's worth, once again, but you lot know we're not finding 45 million for a centre midfielder. That evidently isn't going to be the case, but I hear it. If Mainoo was available, I'd have him. I personally think it's just a bit of war games. If I was United, I would not let Wanyeri, God forbid. I wouldn't let Mainoo go purely because I'm not sure on his contract length, but such is the speculation over Amarin. He's going to outlast him, really. Like, he's moving mad. Malcolm, big up yourself. DG, welcome back. Come on, predict Arsenal versus Liverpool. I think it's 1-1, but I want to win. And more Gyökeres cannons. By the way, Gyökeres loves cutting left. Might be why they got him. I mean, it could help. And you know what? Just for a year, Gabriel Jesus, because he's not going to get sold. I can't lie. There's a role for Jesus when he's fit for this season in itself. For whatever in the 4 competitions and in games have for Arsenal, there's a role for Jesus, man. I can't lie to you, but you're right. Relation to Liverpool, it's weird because the last couple of trips to Anfield, we've done a lot better. Definitely when they basically just signed Mane and Salah and Firmino, when we used to get absolutely annihilated. We've done a lot better. You know, got away with one a few years ago. I didn't see it, but apparently Odegaard, handball and whatnot. And we remember the Rice scenes. So we've done well, but you do want to win, man. That Anfield curse is there. And for me, like, I don't think we're going to be unbeaten against the top 6 again. I want to be wrong. You can still win the league without that. But it would make me believe a lot more. Not that I don't think the players have to prove anything to me. I know the mentality's there. Yeah, they can call them bottlers and all these things. I do think you lot want it. I do feel comfortable whether we go, especially away from home. Even that, it's weird as an Arsenal fan because we probably a lot more comfortable, operate a lot more professionally away from home. It's at home that we do the shenanigans, if that makes sense. So it's a difficult one. But for me, if you go and win at Anfield, for us, the Etihad, Anfield, and Newcastle away, they're the kind of ones. And you could still not win the league, but I'm like, all right, cool. Because it don't matter if you're fighting for the league, trying to get top 4, top 10 finish, avoid relegation, you're just on vibes. These are grounds you don't really, and it's not that you're scared, you don't really want to go there. I wouldn't say it's to the same extent, but I can tell you, whether people win or not, no one's going to fancy going to Leeds away, especially if Leeds away is a nighttime fixture. So if you win at these kind of grounds, regardless, I'm not even saying the football has to be scintillating. Of course, I want 10 goals, clean sheet, all the possession, all the game played in their half. I'm just saying, if you bust out with the win, I'm for it. Don't really want to rate Man United to that standard because they're not what they was. But for us, Old Trafford is a shit place to go to. We ain't won that many times in the Prem. We did though. So that's a step in the right direction. Let's just maintain. My heart is saying 2-1 Arsenal. I actually think we'll drop points, man. I'm going to go with a draw, but I'm not sure, man. And we've got to exploit the Liverpool. I think people exaggerating Liverpool's weaknesses defensively. And it's all fun and games as us Arsenal fans saying, oh my God, they can't defend. And defensively, they've got fragilities. And I know we've got 90 to 100 goals. We've brought some players in and all these things. But if they've got a problem defending, that's all fun and games. Have we, solved our issues in the final third, creating chances? Are we the quickest of teams on the transition? If we're going to do that on Sunday night, Sunday afternoon, better yet, fair play, man. So, yeah, when we get Hincapie and I know Martinez, no one is touching us on set pieces, fam. I don't think we get both, though. Like, two defenders, really? And for me, again, left back is one thing, but it eases the burden on Magalhaes. Like, genuinely, and you lot that have been following me for a minute, pre-season, you lot know I kept mentioning Magalhaes, White, Gabriel Magalhaes, Ben White, Timber. Unfortunately, Havertz is injured, Saka is injured, and I know people don't want to hear his name, Martinelli. They're the ones I'm looking at this season because, again, they're still nursing their way back to health. And where you look at Magalhaes, and you could actually say Saliba, if we have a season like last year where, we've qualified at the earliest opportunity out of the Champions League, and I mean, if we're against PSV and we're winning 7-0, Gaffer, I don't need to see these guys, man. And Arteta, now you got confidence in it, really. You've got with Hincapie again. I don't want to talk about a man before he's walked in the team, but you've played at the Copa America, Euros, you played in the Champions League, made over 100 appearances for Leverkusen, shown you can play in a back four, back three, be a wing back, played for your country. I've made some mistakes, but at 23, that tells me that you're a seasoned veteran. So yeah, and forgive me, people. I was waffling about our defensive options. Such as the defensive options. I forgot Mascara. You're gonna get a right back shift soon, my guy. Unfortunately, I think you are going to get one soon. And I think I don't think he's ready to play centre half on well, you got Saliba and Magalhaes, but I don't think he's ready for the centre half thing yet. But the others, maybe. It seems like StreamYard is taking the piss. Big up yourself, people. I don't know what's going on here. DG, you want to see Eze left mid or left attacking mid? Ideally, left attacking mid, but I don't really care, bro. Just put him on the pitch. He knows the areas to take up. You not need to know your teammates, especially if you play for England. Eze can obviously at times going to have to hold the touchline, maybe take his man on, all of that. But Eze wants to come inside, dribble, link up play. If you're a centre mid, you might know at times hold the width for him. If you're a left back, fucking run past him. Common sense business now. That's the stage we're at. Like, Arteta, you've held these guys' hands now. Keep holding their hands. But you lot are smart individuals, and I feel people overcomplicate this football thing too much. Like, I know when the graphics come out and you see Eze left wing, even though his heat map shows he pulls out to that left, in real time, he might not be a left winger. Back in Arteta, he's had $1 billion to spend and has won a dinner plate. But they have backed him. I want the Cronkies gone, but I can't sit here and say they haven't backed him. One, they gave the man the job with no CV after he rejected us before. Two, let's be honest, there has been times where he could have, should have, and would have been sacked under other circumstances. Don't forget the most recent contract. But do you remember the contract before the one he just signed? Not everyone was for that. He got that. You've won all the player power battles. You've had a hand in things. In fact, you've gone from being a head coach to the manager. You've had a hand in things in and around the ground. I know people laugh at it, but all the win the dog and the atmosphere and all that, even down to I don't want the tunnel there. You've been allowed to spend 105 million on Declan Rice. We ripped up deals. I'm not saying that there isn't context behind this, but if the Cronkies were sat next to me and they said, listen, you can't say we didn't back it because of that, I'd say fair enough, really and truly. And our spending is dwarfed by everybody else. I don't know why everybody likes to run this, Arsenal must do this because they spent peas. I am on that. We have spent, for me as an Arsenal fan, only interested in my football club, seeing where we've got to and where we're at. We've spent peas. I need to see a bit more, and everybody, I need to see a bit more bang for our buck. But I don't know why everyone's doing this because there was an element of catch-up. Let's be honest, 3 years bordering into this 4th season now. Now we can start being really harsh. Other times it could have got sacked or whatever, but we're fixing up. I don't want to hear nothing about project. Well, to be fair, Arsenal fans don't even do the phases thing. It's idiot fans that want to score one man up. We're in that scenario now. So naturally, I'm going to be harsher if you on a Marino, on a Kai Havertz, on a Calafiori, yada, yada, yada. You get where I'm going. Give me Mainoo. I've seen that Hincapie chase down Kareem Adeyemi, DG. He's sick, man. Let's go. He does. I do think he's not bad in the air, but I think heading looks like, just from browsing, it looks like you could do better at that. You are going to pick up a lot of yellow cards in the Prem if you don't fix up, because I like defenders like him. They're very committed, like they want to win every tackle. But the double-edged sword of that is you do a lot of unnecessary things. And I was genuinely amazed when I found that he was 23 because you've been around for a while. So you've ironed out certain patches in your game, and there's still an element to do such, people. I'm quite bullish about him, man. He wins the ball quite high up the field when he plays as a fullback. And also that, like, Xabi Alonso's system is hella complicated. 1 minute it's a 3, then it's a 4, then it's a 5. And he's always changing it in game. I know Alonso's gone to Madrid now, but that makes me believe that you've got the competence and the intelligence to undertake whatever is required here. And because of how you are, that South American passion, and you say things like Sergio Ramos is your idol, that tells me he can handle it. Like one game, I don't know why I remember this, but I just remember Leverkusen versus Atletico Madrid, another nasty away ground. He coped well, so get him, man. Got pace, but you don't really want to see your defender's pace unless he's playing fullback and he's accelerating further forward, really. You don't really want to see his pace. More interested in the reading of the game, if I'm honest, man. But yeah, bring them in. Hincapie is way better than Kiwior. Kiwior is like, when we get Hincapie, if we get Hincapie, you're going to see Kiwior and be like, okay, I see, because Hincapie is the guy. They're not similar, but they are kind of are. You're going to look at it and say, I see what you lot tried to do with Kiwior, but that was the wrong version, really. Bro, I'm not going to lie, Hincapie's several levels above him. We should be getting more money for Kiwior, but it is what it is, man. As Karma said, happy Wednesday, everyone. Hit the like button. It's free and helps push the stream in the algorithm. Karma, big up my mods, man. Big up my mods. Big up my mods. Without you, wouldn't get to 70,000, man. Hincapie is miles clear of Kiwior, but I still like Kiwior, though. Wanted him to stay, but clearly wants to move for first team football. You said it there, like, I'm being greedy. I would like Kiwior to stay, but at the end of the day, he's got to do the maths in it. Like, obviously, I don't know how much it played a part, but remember pre-season, Calafiori's playing as a left-sided centre-half. You know Magalhaes is playing ahead of you. Hincapie is rolling. Left back is probably where we don't want to see you, but you can play there. There's a lot of options there. Yeah, you could look at it, and there was bare injuries last year and that, but Kiwior only really gets his chance when there is injuries, really. So if he said, you know what, I've had a fair crack at this, love being here, I want to go somewhere, I'm going to be a starter in a club like Porto, one of the biggest outside of England. Like, it is a big European team. They're always fighting for the league. I'm sure they want to pip Sport into that now. You might be, I don't even know if you'll be a regular there, but regular, go do your thing. Go and do your thing. Go do your thing, man. It is what it is. And I'm not even saying I want to sell Kiwior, but for all of the talk around Gabriel Jesus, who is injured, well, Kai Havertz isn't going, but some of you want him gone. Trossard, Martinelli, Reece Nelson, Lokonga, Fabio Vieira. None of them have gone at this moment, and they all need to go before Kiwior potentially, or the ones that we thought would be gone by now. They all need to go before Kiwior. But I could understand if the club said, you know what, we're going to get these guys moved on. We're trying to move them on and things, but at least Kiwior's got a market. Fair play. Player wants to go. There's a market. Get the bread. Let's keep it moving. Bring Hincapie in. Let's keep it moving. My only issue is after his 2 performances against Madrid, then there has to be an Arsenal tax in the same way I think there's a Liverpool, City, Chelsea, Premier League tax. Like, I do think if Kiwior was in the same situation at another club, I think we're actually going to make a tiny profit, but they'll get more money. Arteta will get sacked just like Ruben Potter and the Leeds guy. Them guys are sidemen when they need to win games. They flop. He won the FA Cup, but he won't be there from the start. 8-point lead, and he flopped. I hope he don't get sacked because it means we're winning stuff. But yeah, even if Arsenal don't win silverware, I don't think, as long as there's some nuances and some contexts, I can't say I believe Arteta is going to get sacked. We go against him. There's zero excuses not to bring silverware home, bro. Simple as that. I'm not saying we're the biggest in the land and we're the best and whatnot, but if we fully maximize and control our internal controllables, we've got a chance, bro. We've got a chance. And the fans deserve it. The players, man. The amount of mental fatigue these guys must have, and they deserve it. Whether I rate these players or not, every one of you that was in part of our first team last season, from the youngest to the old ones, even you, Neto, and we didn't really see you play apart from when you actually had to play. I respect you lot because you lot got ran into the ground. I'm seeing Marino play. When you remove the romance, Kiwior is not Magalhaes. Marino is playing up front. Miles Lewis-Skelly, 18, playing against Real Madrid. Big him up for that and all these things. But when you remove emotion, this ain't the right way to go about things. And nonetheless, every player stood up tall. Man are running, coming back from injuries. Even someone like Odegaard, the captain, you can draw him out. His form weren't there. But at the end of the day, he's coming back from an injury. There's no hiding space. By all means, criticize their performances, but you can't tell me that not every player played for that shirt and they didn't stand up to be counted. They fucking deserve to win something. Every fucking one of those. And they were let down by this fucking football club in January. Apologies for swearing, people. PTSD. Stop messing about now. Stop messing about now. I feel more optimistic with the squad. I think we have a team to win a title. The question is the manager, but he's got to prove it. Eze rocking the number 10 got me emotional, not gonna lie. But it still ain't. I don't think it will sink in for a while because it took me a while to comprehend Rice is an Arsenal player. Probably when he scored against Man United, it still ain't sunk in. Even though I've watched the behind the scenes and we've obviously seen everything now, it still ain't sunk in. We've actually got Eze. Like, could you imagine at the start of the window if somebody said Eze, Zubamendi, Gyökeres? Say, we'll see. We'll have that, but we'll see. They got to have a plan. I didn't see the goosebumps at first, but the goosebumps are there, unprecedented, all of that jazz. It's not goosebumps right now. I'm not getting goosebumps, people. We've got 86 likes. I'm not getting goosebumps. What's going on here? What's going on here? And just for that, what we're going to do, we're going to go on a customization button and we're going to change that too. You got to be a subscriber, mate. Got to be a subscriber. The game is the game. So yeah, big up you lot. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. StreamYard can't stop us though. You can only halt the journey. You can't stop it. You can't stop it. Dowman will grow into Odegaard. But Dowman, I mean, it's hard not to be bullish on Dowman. We do need to remember he's young. And that, what I mean by that is, yes, his potential, the way he's taking every opportunity is great. But there are going to be times he's going to look like, well, 15, 16, however old he is, people. He's at the wow stage at the moment. It's very different starting 10 games, having to undertake tactical stuff. Ultimately, the same expectations, people, the same things people praise you for, you die by those. He's not the first young player. He's not the last. The real, the same. Right now, it's the wow moment. You're going to have to, at some point, you're going to become a marked man. And I'm all for that because I think he's got it in him. But I don't want to get back into that scenario where we're literally living or dying by the kids. That is once upon a time Smith Rowe. That was Saka. Even when Saka was a left back, to a degree, that was Wanyeri and Miles Lewis-Skelly. To be honest with you, when it's all said and done, those two individuals probably the only bright spark of the season. Great beating Madrid, great thumping up City, great keeping the top 6 record, but ultimately it didn't start and end where we wanted it to. So yeah, he will, but at the same time, we need to tranquillo, man. And again, 38 Premier League games. These are things that obviously Dalman is going to learn. And as much as he looks, I wouldn't say physically built, but he's clearly got the physicality to cope. The same way Rio has, the same way all of these guys have, or you wouldn't be there. He's still learning, bro. Like, still learning, but he'll be there, man. He'll be there, without a doubt. At least we ain't United, DG, them boys are in the gutter. We can only look forward. We need to be looking and admiring what City have done, what Liverpool have done, probably what PSG have done. We can't look backwards. I don't know about Man United. They've got 1 point. Sesko ain't scored. The captain's missing penalties and crying about the ref. Their manager's saying they can beat everybody, and they're gossiping about the performance. They captured the nation's hearts after losing 1-0 to Arsenal. It's cool. It's cool. I don't want to hear it. Definitely not from Peckham Reds. What left winger would you choose that's not so talked about, forgetting your Rodrigos and Leaos? Honestly, bro, I don't know. I'll be real, I don't know. Because surely it's got to have to be a youngster thing. I know we're always linked with Anthony Gordon. Let's forget about that. Honestly, don't know. I don't know. Just get me a young, somewhat experienced, not even necessarily Malik Fofana, but just to paint that like you're still young, but you're playing. Just find one, man. I don't know how Gallas got the 10, bro. Arsene was an overachiever. He did a lot with very little, and it was a blessing and a curse. Just didn't know when to cut, man. Probably should have left in 2014, man. But big up him. We asked the questions. Congrats on 70K. Without you lot, it's not just my W's for us. Parade soon in North London, people. 70,000 y'all welcome. Shots for everyone. Mainoo would be an amazing player for the near future, but this window may not be the right time. Mainoo is overhyped by United supporters, but he's talented. I think United should keep him. Amarin will be sacked this season. Mainoo needs to hold out. I'm taking Mainoo. Always good to save good young players from United. I'm not sure you can do the hype thing on a live stream. I don't know, though. Damn. Well, you learn something new. His agents playing games. Got 3-1 to Arsenal. Something fans need to realize is that these are pro footballers. They do different things. A manager could tell me today, you do X, Y, Z, and I make it happen. So they defo can, who's levels above. I could see MLS being a prolific ball carrying box to box, done with end product. I don't really see Miles Lewis-Skelly being a goal scoring midfielder, if I'm honest. But even that, if he was seen as a centre mid and not a left back, you don't get your England call up. You don't play against Real Madrid. You probably don't play those amount of games. End of the day, you took it. And you do have to be able to probably generally in this Arsenal team and in football, you could be you could play wherever you want, but you probably need to be able to play in at least 2 positions, essentially. I'm definitely not comparing Miles Lewis-Skelly to Philip Lahm, but Philip Lahm played at fullback and Pep put him in midfield. Like, it didn't really make a difference. Could the Max Dalman hype possibly affect his development? Pundits are doing too much after one professional game. Only if it lets it. Only if it lets him. Now, I've never been in his shoes, but could you imagine going into year 11 and your name's been ringing bells probably since the name you was 12 or 13, but to the wider public now, you're still essentially not in a condescending way. You're a kid. Everyone's following you on Instagram doing the most, typing you in. Teachers and friends are probably doing the most. A lot is coming at you. So it's just down to him to take it in his stride. You can't, like, all the people saying you're great at this moment in time. If you go miss a penalty for Arsenal or something of that ilk, you're terrible, you're overrated. So you can't live by the applause or you're going to die by the boos. You just got to take it in his stride. Like, Max Dalman ain't the first. Rooney was there. Many an English player. And obviously for these English players, we all know what they do. They gas you up. And the same ones that do the most gassing you, you're this, you're that, they're the first ones to tear you down. International break, we want good vibes. I hate international breaks. Just makes me laugh when I hear we need an overlapping left back. Like, can't you tell Calafiori can do that? True. Ain't we sold Bart Simpson yet? Damn. If you beat Liverpool, you win the league. Lose, they win. Simple. There'll still be about 30 odd games. It might be one you look back in hindsight. I think that's Bit of a basic way of looking at things, but I hear it. Big up Riley. We need to win, bro. We will kick on from there. If we do, the confidence will be high. I hear that, but then by that logic, yeah, if we lose, I don't want our confidence to fall to the floor. Calafiori's instructions, the guys everywhere. Just go be a free spirit in it. Who do you think has more potential, Wanyeri or Max? You know what, yeah. I think Arsenal fans are suffering from shiny new toy syndrome. I think whether it's Eze and whatever we're doing, I think, man, I've forgotten how fucking cold Wanyeri could be. Naturally, I'm going to say Dalman. I think Dalman's ceiling is higher than Lewis Skelly's, than Wanyeri's, and also Bukayo Saka's. But again, like, you've got to go and show that, if I'm honest with you, you're born for this. And it's almost surreal that we've got one of them kind of ones at our club. But yeah, I think people are sleeping on Wanyeri, forgetting how cold he is, man. For Wanyeri, I just need, and again, I could extend this to Max Dowman, but I ain't seen you start games or like play proper minutes. Wanyeri, you just need to, whatever Mikel Arteta demands of Odegaard tactically in that role, off the ball, all of that kind of stuff, that's what you need to work on. And I would say for me personally, obviously Wanyeri's cold, but across 90 minutes, I can only really remember the Leicester game that you was a consistent threat throughout. That's something you've got to add to your game. Clearly needs to develop physically. Clearly needs to know when to give and go. I think he's improving a lot defensively, as shown when he came off the bench against Leeds. But then even sometimes he's actually trying to do his defensive actions. Max Dowman does well at that. But he's getting out strength, didn't he? Got to remember, these men are like 18. Doing the right things. I reckon we get 2 more players. Movie trailers, I hope you're right, and I hope that means Hincapie and a left wing or another attacker. I'm on it, man. I'm on it. No, I don't even care if it's Rodrigo. Just one more, man. Just one more. What do you think about the ref to officiate the game at Anfield? It is what it is. Like, it is what it is. Like, it really is what it is. Everybody knows every Arsenal fan or football fan's fault on referees. Don't give them a decision to make. Just control what you can control, innit? It is what it is. They're not going to change it. Just keep going, man. Just get the 3 points. Come home. Pardon me. Ben White will be back up centre-back / right back. Bring Mascara along slowly. Just let him ball. What about Benetti, the Palmeiras defender? Apparently Arsenal put a bid in, but Palmeiras want more. I'm not got no educated opinions on him. I think Barca are onto him as well. I'm for that. You know what? If you can get him for a couple of mil, I saw 10 mil, but you get what I mean. Couple of mil, he develops into the first team regular. Great. If you turn that 10 mil into 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and that's reinvested, great, because that's something we need to do. We need to start buying youths from other academies, developing them. You progress to the first team, Bob's your uncle. If not, we'll have that 10 million, we'll have that 20, we'll have that 40. And it's a madness. Eze can be anywhere in attack. He just knows how to make it happen. I am a fan of good players can just play with good players. And I know the game's about statistics and tactics and all this, but smart footballers can play with smart players. Ballers can play with ballers. Obviously, the synergy and getting to know your teammates is a thing. But yeah, man. He pulls centrally in the final third, so Ricky would do a madness to ping it to him. But rivals rivaling. Let's be real. Kroenkes gave Arteta a 10-year period to rebuild the club, not to win. I don't think Kroenkes are on winning. I think they'd like to win. I think they'd be clearly happy if they win the champs and whatnot. But I don't think there's ever going to be a direct remit. I think Berta's on winning. I think Arteta's on winning. Obviously, you got criticism. I think the players are on. So we're just going to have to make it count. DG, this transfer market looked like career mode financial takeover. And long may it continue. And Arsenal, you're setting yourselves up for failure, because I know we're not going to bring in this amount of players every summer, but the way I'm feeling, I kind of want that, and there can be no excuses. You lot can't tell me no sell to buy stuff, and the things take long, because I'm seeing how you're moving. Eze's a threat from free kicks and corners too if Deckers can't take. Bro, Eze, I think Gyökeres can hit free kicks, but Eze, Rice, you man stand over the free kicks. I can't wait to see Eze, bro. Like, cutting in off that left, banging it, free kicks, Bobby Dazzler. Like, we actually signed Eze. Actually got Eze. He's carved. I'm not gonna lie, I was hating. I was happy with Gyökeres, but I was hating on I'd never make it known, but I was hating on a lot of movements other clubs were making. Even some there was no need to hate. I was hating on Kudus for no reason, like his numbers ain't the same as Madueke. Shameless. I was definitely hating on Sesko because I like Sesko and I was cool with Gyökeres, but I didn't want him to go Man United. And Buemo, you don't know, I wanted him Buemo regardless of who's at this football club. I was hating on other stuff going on. But I said, just cool, man. Relax. Enjoy your summer, DG, man. By the time Carnival rolls through, you're good, my guy. And I said, nah, man, I don't know, man. The club sold me dreams. But I said, I'm a new man. Are you forgetting the stuff I did at Atletico? In Berta we trust, man. In Berta we trust. The corner boys, the A's go up. It's lit, man. Rodrigo, come on, man. Just forward over here, man. Even if it don't work right now, I'm happy. Just come over here. Arsenal have historically spent less than rivals and matched or beat them, so the spending take is disingenuous. It is, but we're Arsenal in it. Everything we do is highlighted. Everything there's a pile on. I do think some Arsenal fans are certified victims, but if it's not Arsenal, and then I'd say second place United, they're the most teams talked about. Some fans egg it on, and they do egg it on, but we know the various subsections of media. It's never gonna be fairly. They're never gonna speak about us fairly. You know the lineup, the history. The history. Arsene Wenger when he was it against Leeds when he started. When he done that, we know Wenger was the first foreign manager. We know, bro. Going back to George Graham, he told you, look, we're supposed to be hated. Fuck him. I very much doubt the Invincibles were liked. Any team that's won anything at Arsenal was liked. Man United weren't liked. Don't even think Liverpool are liked in all sections. People were saying, all City win, spend money and this and that. And you're allowed to have these talking points, But once we win something, you lot do the talking points. Yo, Arsenal fans, Islington, who's got Riz, who's got Chip? I don't know what that is. Who's got Ray? If you don't drink, there's orange juice and apple juice. Let's start singing songs. Once you win, who cares? You can say what you want. Next year, well, hopefully, 2025, 26, Arsenal have won something. That's it. Do your thing beyond that. You can move and the goalposts removed. We can win the Prem this season. Oh, but it took you 20 plus years, and this Arteta he's been here 7 years. You could win the first champs. Oh, it's the first. You could win both. You could win both the Premier champs. Oh, can you do it again? The goalposts are always going to move. If I'm a striker and I score 20 goals, I'm a one season wonder. Can you do it again? It happens. You saw the agendas around Haaland. Actually, agendas at the start of the season around Isaac. It's never going to stop. And especially in today's day and age, 1 minute you're a hero, then you're shit, then you're a hero, then you're a shit. All I could say is protect your mental health. Ignore what you need to ignore. If you know someone's got an agenda, you know someone's an idiot and they're not, because let's have it right, yeah. Warren's here, he's a Man United fan. Riley's here and he's a Spurs fan. I'm obviously an Arsenal fan. And yeah, we have laughs and jokes. If we win stuff, naturally rivals are going to hate. If we win, naturally we're going to hate on them. But before the football clubs, we're fans of the game. Many of these people are just tribal. They're not fans of the game. And the ones that are on these various media platforms, bro, there's a mandate to chat shit. I've been in rooms, man will say, for example, no one's done this, but I believe in Arteta. Like, a man will be an Arteta sexual, but once the camera's on, Arteta off. It's all around engagement. So protect your head, your mental health. If you know someone's an idiot, why engage? Because now we can't tell who's an idiot. There's two people there. Empty barrels make the most noise. Unfortunately, where society is, speaking all the time, shouting, acting like you've got all the answers, rather than everyone's got the answers. Why don't we learn to ask ourselves the right questions? This is seen as intelligence. Well, we all know real intelligence is saying, I don't know. And I actually don't. In football, there's an issue with that. Just saying, I don't know. Let's see how it pans out. That stuff don't sell. This thing is WWE. So, yeah, man. Protect your mental health. And that goes for all football fans, man. People are disingenuous, bro. I could be a former player on Sky Sports, and I'm retired now. My manager one of my former managers is still managing. I don't like him because he sold me. He could be the best thing since sliced bread. I'm gonna start hating. I'm gonna look at Jamie Carragher, the way he behaves on Sky Sports, and then when he's around them lot on CBS, bro, you can tell that's someone that just chat shit because their bills are getting paid. Come on. I remember Wenger for a while fielded all 10s in our midfield. He used to love it. Kiwior is Conference League. Hincapie is Champions League. And I must admit, big up yourself, Kiwior. Yeah, I'm not even trying to dish you. And Hincapie ain't signed for us, much less kicked a ball for us. But I don't like centre-backs that are a bit scared and like they're a bit timid. And I understand it. You're moving to Arsenal. He's almost like, at times, Kiwior, you've looked like, I don't know, man. Like a little son or daughter is getting dropped off at school for the first day and they're crying because mum obviously can't come in school with them. Hincapie is that South American, I'm just on this. Like, I need that. I need that. And I'm not saying you can't not have confidence or be overruled, but what I just said there, bro, if you're not Max Dowman, not even that, Miles Lewis-Skelly ain't got that. But if you're Max Dowman, Miles Lewis-Skelly, the kids or the young men, you lot do that. We're going to war. I need soldiers. Even if we're staring down the face of death, just smile back. Don't run. That is how we get over this line. Because it's not going to be pretty. There is going to be setbacks. Man are going to make mistakes. Manager's going to get it wrong. The refs are going to do madness. Players are going to go through a barren patch. We're going to have to find a way. See the way. Obviously, Ancelot is going to be vexed. We see the last 2 games Liverpool have played. That's how you win a title. Obviously, can't do that for 38 games. But they've snapped. Like, it looks like it's going to go south. They've snatched it. That's what we need to do even more. And when you go 2 goals up, like against Aston Villa at home, you need to come back with the 3 points. Even if they make it 2-2, you need to make sure you win. So then when we go into the change rooms, all of you, hold your hands out. But good job. Good job, because that's what we need. We know there's going to be times we're going to play well and not win. We're going to play shit and win. We're going to play well and lose. We're going to draw when we deserve a bit more or less. But from August till May, it will pattern itself. You get what you deserve. We actually don't lose that many times or have that many L's. But those small times need to become even smaller. That's how you get over the line. That's how we're finally on the right side of these fine margins that Zubimendi spoke about in an interview, and his interview was great, or that Mikel Arteta spoke about. I haven't forgotten about that Dortmund kit you had on yesterday. Where did you get it from? Catch. Right, Catch caught it straight. Big up Catch. Make sure you're subscribing to him and SB on the catch up. Can't wear a Dortmund shirt. Can't wear a football shirt that's not Arsenal. Calm. I didn't think he was one of them tribal folks, man. That is one thing that pees me off about YouTube. I know she's playing, but oh my God, you're in a Dortmund kit. Oh my God. So what? Man, acting like I'm sat here in the Spurs kit or something. Like, so what? Hincapie is top tier for me, top 3 in German league, so versatile. Bring him. Bring him. Is Rodrigo going Arsenal? You have to ask him, man. I don't think so. I like Arteta choosing centre-backs that can play left back, right back, gives us cover all over the back. Do you know what? Yeah, it takes me back to, I wouldn't know where on God's green earth to find it, but I'm sure Pep Guardiola, when they won the treble, specifically when they won the Champions League, he spoke about like, when you're playing against Salah and Saka, you need players that are strong 1v1. And obviously, Hincapie, I'm pretty sure if you ask him, centre-half is his best position or where he'd feel more comfortable. But you get where I'm going with him playing out wide and Timber and all the guys the 2 main first choice centre halves and everything in between. For over a decade, United, Chelsea, City, and smaller clubs all spent more than us, despite us being a huge international team and brand. I hear you. Fuck what anyone's got to say. Stop pocket watching. About time we splash the cash. Splash the cash, bro. We got money. That's a good enough reason to buy the things we buy, man. Money goes. Money comes, money goes. Blow it like a runny nose, man. Let's do this. Spend the paper, man. Papers. Like, that's what I want to see. I'm feeling good about us. Spend the piece. This is what we need. I see Palace in talks for Nelson. Where did you see that? Come on, Palace. Palace, you man are clutch here now. You're always saving us. Throw them Fabio Vieira for no reason. Throw them something. Throw them something. Where did you see that? I'm looking online. Throw them something. Fabio Vieira, Zinchenko, all of you lot just turn up at Crystal Palace. You're going on trial and training. Whoever the gaffer wants, the gaffer get. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. In battle, we trust. Oh, Nelson. You're my guy, but you need to cut, my guy. So what was all them rumors about? Oh, my God, he wants to leave on loan. Palace is a great club. Link up with Eddie, man. I reckon Smith Rowe will play for Palace one day as well. You lot do your thing. Crazy. So good, so good, man. Unique qualities, man. We ain't got time for this. Big up Nelson. It's mad you're 25. You know? It's mad. It's mad. He has to. We're getting bread in. But I said, don't worry, man. I'm trusting Burr. I've never had a conversation with him. No one don't know what he sounds like. He's not on the Edu thing. Just maneuvering. Serious man. Very serious man. You don't want to get on his bad side. You crash into his car and you give him verbal. He looks like the guy that'll say, okay. And before you know it, boy, there's missing posters for you. You don't want to fuck about with Berto. Serious man. In Berto, we trust, my guy. We're in a good position, even if our dad gets sacked. And that's for me. I think everything, all I care about is Arsenal getting over the line now, you know. I'd love to do it with everybody that's at the club or was here many other years or the gaffer or whatever. But, bro, I've not got no allegiances to the players, to Arteta. Big up Berto. To Berto, definitely not the Cronkies. Bro, it's about getting over the line. And until we get over the line, every option has to be on the table. Trying something new with the gaffer, regardless of, we know what comes with, oh, we might fall off. Yeah, that could happen. So what? You buy a striker. If your careers don't bang, you need to go buy another one. There's nothing's a sure bet. Your fear of getting a new life, you know, to fly, to ascend, you have to let go, bro. Sometimes your fear is stopping you. And it's time now. I rate you highly. Go show you're a winner now. And if you're not a winner, boy, that's why I don't get I don't get the blind hate. But I don't get the blind loyalty. I could understand if, you know, with Wenger and what he did and overstaying his welcome and all that, I could understand if fans were still blind to him because you've done it, or it's not the same. But if that was happening with Klopp at Liverpool, or Pep at City, or Jose at Chelsea, I could understand it. But he ain't done that. And I'm not even trying to boy Mikel Arteta because you've done very well for my football club. For someone that's got his first managerial thingy, you've shown big bollocks, innit? Simple as that. But when I strip it back, what have you done that I haven't seen at my club before? I've seen us get to a Champions League final, let alone semi. Granted, we ain't done that for a while. I've seen us win FA Cup. What have you done? Inverted left back. All right, cool. You haven't done anything different. That's the task now. You've done the hard work. Now we ain't done the hard work, but you get where I'm going. Big up Palace for being in talks. We'll get into that in just a moment, people. Big up yourselves, man. Enjoying you lot's comments. Daddy Goalie, what a name. Big up yourself. Love the insight on a down-to-earth level. Appreciate it. You got to be down-to-earth, man. I always say it's a conversation. I always say I don't tell you lot what to think, just think. And I welcome different opinions. I feel everybody, one thing about not even just content or content creators, not the pundits, but like like coaches who do punditry stuff and stuff like that. Not them, but like the regular pundits, the people on YouTube. Everyone's got all the answers. Everyone's got all the answers. No one's got the questions. To some of you, that won't make no sense, but the people here will make sense, and it gives me faith in humanity. So yeah, man, big up yourselves. He's not getting sacked, bro. But I hear you. He does need to win. It's not even that. It's not even a peace thing. It's not even the fact that you spent money. We flirted with it now. You've shown me you're a good manager. Go and shut up the doubter thing now. No, that's a cop out. They're also let down by the manager. Who? How? To be fair, no, I don't think Arteta let the players. Well, yeah, in terms of game management and changing things and maybe running into people into the ground, yeah, 100%. No. You confuse me. Yeah, I'm with you with that. The club has let down the players and the fans, which is why I've said, and granted now, I said it before we started signing all these players. If there is anyone, I said it last year as well. I don't feel sorry for nobody apart from the players and the fans if there's injuries and a knock-on effect, and obviously the injured players. Because Arteta, for years, you said we've got one of the smallest squads. I don't know. It's not my job to know what's going on. But for now, I'm seeing something done around it. And I'm at the point now, obviously, Berta's coming. I got to the point. Kroenke, Arteta, Edu at the time, you're all in, Tim Lewis, all you guys, I'm not there. You're all in this together, bro. Like, you're all in this together. Same way we win stuff, all of you lot, thumbs up. Else, of course not. That's why I find it hard, because it's always everyone to blame. Man start saying, oh, it's just the Kroenkes. Oh, the Kroenkes let down Arteta. Like, say they're there, like, knowing that what's going on. Everybody's to blame, bro. Everyone. And I'm not, if I'd rather you lot say I'm backing Arteta more than Kroenkes. I ain't backing them, man. Josh, I like you, but I know you're not really the head honcho. Big up yourself, though, because you clearly went, Daddy, I know we need to sell players. Daddy, we need Eze, please. Arteta wants him, please. I know they were there like, please, Daddy, please. And it worked. Come on, man. Go ask him for Rodrigo, man. It's about time he spent P's blood. Come on, man. You're like, never going to miss that. Never going to miss that. And fuck this PSR shit. Let's start being the villains. This is why the window needs to end, because I'm going to start moving mad. Forget it. Let's start being the villains. We tried. We tried to be the good ones. We tried. Sometimes you have to get your hands dirty to live clean. Unfortunately, this dunya is mad. So let's do what we need to do. Stop being nice guys, man. Like, oh, we don't want to damage relations with clubs. And then what? We didn't push for Sesko. And then what? They still try to do us dirty. So fuck them. Berta's come in, bro. We don't care what you're saying, Sporting. Give us our damn player. Listen, Palace. Oh, guys. But we ain't got time for that. Forget that. Let's be horrible now. Eze's going to rip it up. Rodrigo played like shit last Madrid game and people still rating him. Bit harsh to get onto him for only one game. What do you think about midfielders Zubimendi, MLS, and Eze, especially in terms of attack? In attack, sexy, bro. Miles Lewis Skelly with them little turns and drawing fouls. Eze doing Eze stuff. The dreads flying and he's going past, man. Zubimendinho, you know what he brings to the table. I don't think Zubamendi's ever going to get the applaud. It's like, I forget other people, but within the Arsenal fan base, purely because he's not that kind of guy. Like, Eze could bang it from 30 yards, dribble past everyone. Obviously, the Haylanders naturally going to be gravitated towards that. Gyökeres madness. But Zubamendi just... It's like getting a new heartbeat in the team, if I'm honest with you. Like, I don't know if that's our most important signing, because we were having that conversation around him and Gyökeres, and Eze's now come in and fucked it all up, but in a good way. I don't know, but I think it is, man, because obviously games are won and lost in the defensive third and the final third. We can defend quite well. Obviously, we've lost games and conceded dumb goals, but we can defend quite well. It sounds mad because we do score a lot of goals, but we all know that, not that it papers over the cracks, but we've got issues there. But the midfield is really and truly where the games are won in today's day and age, especially in today's day and age, because it's not just on paper we've got Rice, Odegaard, Zubimendi, right? That's three midfielders. It's not really that, is it? Because then you got Whether it's Calafiori or Miles Lewis-Skelly, they're inverting. That's 4. Maybe not so much Gyökeres, but definitely where Havertz and Marino, it becomes 5 because these men are dropping into midfield. And the other team, whoever you're playing, they're all doing what they're doing. They're talking on this kid like he's Messi. Wilshere had the same juice. Dalman's cold. Wilshere was cold. Come on, man. I don't agree with Theo saying he's like Messi. It don't help. But at the end of the day, Max just has to stay grounded. Keep doing everything that's got you to this point. Clearly got a good family around him, being looked after. Is what it is. Don't ever forget you're living your dream. And it's just started. It's just started. Just keep going. Also at 15, there's a real question with load management. Exactly. Respectful. I'm not even saying this in a condescending way, but he's a boy. It takes 24 to 48 hours to recover from Premier League football. I bet you any money, even though he's only played, 20, 30 minutes or whatever, I bet you that shit hurt. So when you're talking about man starting week in, week out, I'm not saying he shouldn't. I definitely want to see him get starts. I definitely feel there's some talent you have to nurture and be a bit patient, which applies to him. But you can only contain this one and guide it. Like, this is someone, he's a caged animal, man. He's ready. Like, he's quote unquote ready. There's something there. So just let him be a kid, man. League Cup, he's starting. I reckon he makes his debut in every damn competition. Well, Premier League's chalked off. We know he's playing League Cup. FA Cup, when it comes around, that's his thing. Champions League, probably be on the bench because you can have an extended bench. Probably make his, ideally, we qualify in the first 4, 5, 6 games, however quickly you can qualify, grab a start. And I think I wouldn't even call that a breakout. Next year's the breakout. I don't even think Ranieri's had his breakout, as dumb as that sounds, because he's played 30 games for us or something like that. But, I don't think them lot have had their Miles Lewis-Skelly kind of moment. And this is random, people. Super, super random. I don't know why I was watching Saka left wing videos and left back videos yesterday, but I don't even know why. That has no relevance to this. In fact, yeah, it does. I know I'm a genius. I was watching, do you not remember, when I think Aubameyang bagged as well. I think Aubameyang, Lacazette, maybe even Saka, everybody bagged. Do you remember we played West Brom? It might have been the year the year we bottled top 4 to Spurs. The year we bottled it and we lost to Spurs and we lost to Newcastle. Do you remember when we never had a goal of the month competition? That was our first week. We were actually in the mud, So you have to not forget where you came from. But at the end of the day, brother, new heights. New heights. Soon we'll be debating who's better, Dalman and Ranieri, which is what we need. DG, can you give us a little laugh for United and their fans' misery? Has come authentic, my boy, but don't worry, it will. Respect for Kiwior being professional, never complaining in public about game time, unlike Ramsdale and his father doing interviews. To be fair, I don't think Ramsdale complained. It was more his dad, man. I think Ramsdale was a class act. I just think Ramsdale. I don't know, man. I actually feel Ramsdale and his family, and I don't know them. I feel they feel the club have done them dirty, car. I thought I think Ramsdale genuinely wanted to be here forever, innit? And unfortunately, bro, we have to upgrade. I love Bukayo Saka, but if there was Yao Mao or let's just say Joe Bloggs, who is twice the ability of Bukayo Saka, 3 times, let's exaggerate, 3, 4 times to exaggerate this example, and they want to sign for Arsenal, big up Saka, but I'm on that. Whatever problems happen. Why would we not? In the same way, if we don't do what needs to be done, or even if Saka wins everything he can at this football club and he wants to try a new experience, it is what it is, bro. You got a short career. I know football is very romantic. And he's come and these players, they either come for your academy or they create memories with you. But this thing is transactional, We don't like you as people. Of course we do, but we don't like you as people. Fundamentally, you're a good footballer. We don't know you lot. You lot could be rude and obnoxious, and some of you got all this money, might not even look after your youths. But all we care about is football pitch. Calafiori's been good in his last 2 games. That defense is stacked. Imagine winning another gold one in this age of the internet. I can't lie, man. The world needs to unite against us Arsenal fans because you better pray to God we don't win the Prem. You better pray to God twice if we win the Prem, let alone me if we win the champs. The champions, I'm not going to lie, man. For a split second, when the game finished at the Bernabeu, I thought, this is finally our time, It's happening. And yeah. We go again in it. Do you think Arteta shifts MLS to midfield period if Hincapie joins us? Could do, but where is it coming though? Because Rice and Zubi are the guys that are going to be playing week in, week out. It's them 2 that's playing. Of course, when the season's in full swing, there's rest. And Miles Lewis-Skelly plays in midfield anyways. I want to see it. And he seems that on paper, he's our most natural left sided midfielder. Like, really slotting into what we want. No one ain't trying to see Kai in that role. Let's big up Kai. I'm not trying to see you start in that role. There's games that we might have to do a little, it ain't pretty, but let's get the result or game management. Marino, I like Marino. I'm not a fan of you in midfield. The League Cup games, you can do your thing. Hey, United fans, it's August, you know. Carnival's just finished. They're probably still cleaning up. I'm just saying that because someone mentioned Man United. I'm sure they're playing in the League Cup today. That's crazy. Crazy. I don't know about that part. Yeah. Yeah, I'm out being around makes the discussions complicated with youngsters. It's true, yeah. And Max Dowman is a star, clearly. But one thing that I find jarring is, and it's not that I do agree in theory with if you're good enough, you're old enough, all that kind of stuff. But then people are not serious, bro. Like, out of the thousands of players and millions of players that play in the game, yeah, people will sit there and say Yao Mao. They will say Cesc Fabregas. They will say Rooney. They will say Messi. They might even say Saka, and maybe even now Max Dowman and Rio at Liverpool. Maybe them and many others, bro. These are a handful of exceptions. This is not the rule. And, you know, big up Hooks, but starting Max Dowman against Liverpool's crazy, bro. Like, it's borderline or nonsense, really, in this day and age. And it's nothing to do with the man's abilities. Just that was a good stream. Big up Hooks and big up SP. Like, that was funny because I was watching it back. Like, people were looking at me like it's crazy. These signings are making me feel like we're gonna do something this season. Could be a monster, but again, what have you said there, Warren? He's 6 foot. Obviously, these guys can get barged. They're playing against grown men, and it's not even necessarily height. I say this all the time. Said it about Yao Mao. Physically, they can cope. You might not be the finished article, but physically, you can cope. Like, physically, you can cope to a degree. Mentally, you can cope, and all the other stuff. And the manager's clearly got like faith in you, technically, to go out there and do things. Other than that, you've got to just throw them out there. Like, it's a terrible example, but it's like putting them in the swimming pool, seeing how good they can swim, maybe seeing that, okay, they're swimming, but they're drowning now. Now you pull them out because there is that element. I'm going to be, and I don't mean this in a bad way, I am going to be the most excited person when I see Max Dowman have a bad game because now we see where you're at and how good you can get. I'm not interested in how good these players are. I know how good they are. Bobby Dazzler, we could waffle about Max Dowman forever. Gets bums off seats. Pre-season, you was the only one we really had any faith in. Going to have a career. But I need to see out your comfort zone. There's no point telling me how good a defender is if you can't tell me a mistake he's made or when he's played against a centre-half and been ran ragged. I guarantee you go ask Varane, yeah, there was a World Cup. France played Germany, got absolutely out-muscled by Hummels. I guarantee you ask Varane. These lot can tell you when they've been ran ragged. It's only or wingers against great fullbacks. That's where you see your levels, bro. I don't care about what you're good at. Arsenal aside, DG, would you swap Wanyeri and Max for a Stavio or Mainoo? Fuck with Estavio, man. He's a baller. He's going to be a baller. He's winning the World Cup next year. If you know, you know. But nah, man, I'm not selling out my friends. I'm not selling out my friends. Wouldn't surprise me if Arsenal go for loan with obligation to buy Sancho. It's not something I want to happen, but could see it. Nah, I don't. I think even with us, not happening, man. But Wenger only won one thing. You sure? You think Skelly could do the Derby thing? Think he has the capacity to play in all phases and contribute in all phases? I think Miles Lewis Skelly could be a midfielder, but at the same time, you're not gonna like. There's Rice there. There's Zubimendi. How much does Arteta see you as a midfielder on a regular basis? You know, I can't say this guy's name, Benarek. Yeah, the Sociedad. He was linked with us many a time ago. He was name dropped in the Athletic. The Athletic have name dropped Hincapie before. They've name dropped Anthony Gordon. They name dropped Morgan Gibbs White and actually Rodgers. So I'll take, if we ever get linked with these guys, I'll take in these rumors a bit more. But yeah, MLS could definitely take over from Rice if he's meant to buy him now. We need Rice, man. We need Rice, man. No, we need to beat Newcastle Villa to win the league. Top 6 has never been an issue for us. I hear that, but away games. When last did we win at Anfield? DG thoughts on Max diving. I don't think, listen, Max would never be a diver in my opinion. He always stays on his feet. Dark arts. What I would say is clearly learned from the best, innit? Mr. Mo Salah, Cristiano Ronaldo, our guy. I'm not gonna throw my Arsenal players under the bus, but one of my heroes who was French and it weren't Thierry Henry, bro. Give the ref a decision to make, bro. Go have that dark side. And there was contact. I'm all for that. Leave your leg trailing, my boy. How have you determined Max has a higher ceiling than Wanyeri? Wanyeri's got an equally good one. I just think that with Max, I won't explain myself, but you'll see. You'll see. Max has been known about since he was 12 years of age. You have no fucking clue how good Max is. And it's not even a slight on Wanyeri. Remember you said that, though, on the 27th of August. Be back. I'm always back. Just like I told man about Magalhaes. And I won the Calafiori battle. I'm winning the left back one. I'm wrong plenty of times, so I don't mind being wrong. But I don't think you truly comprehended what Max Diamond is. Some man try to be footballers. Some men are born to do this. But I want that to be a discussion. As I was saying earlier, I think people sleep on Wanyeri's. I think with Wanyeri, it's not that it's a mentality thing. Stop the shy boy thing now. You're him. You're him. I understand humility. You're young. You're earning your chops. And I'm not saying be brashful and things. Trust me. Learn that Odegaard role. Truly, truly believe you're him. No one ain't stopping you. Got to be a tank in the Prem, man. With Martinelli or Madueke start on Sunday. Do you know what? In terms of being unpredictable, you can make a case. Well, no, Madueke, in my opinion, starts on the right. The left-hand side is where it's interesting because for me, if Odegaard is there, I do think Odegaard is going to start. And obviously the two men behind him. And I do think I would probably start Martinelli because I know where we're at with Martinelli, but I do need, both Salah's a two-man job sometimes. And you know what? If Martinelli, if I'm going to critique you and get onto you for what you're doing in the final third and still maintain that, brother, you got to help us that way, innit? Which leads you to think, how the hell does Eze? But then I just want to see Eze, man. I do want to just see Eze. I do want to just see Eze. Just go for it. Fuck it. Let's just go for it. You could just play Eze on the left, man. It's the unpredictable one. Would you loan out Wanyeri? Not at the moment. In January, it could be a decision. I wouldn't even say I want a counter-attack, but when those transitions present themselves against Liverpool, you've got to move it. Again, if they give you chances, you've got to take it. Unfortunately, for us, Liverpool is a team you have to kill. We've seen for years, whether they win titles or not, they come back from the death. Or when it looks dark, somebody finds a way. So if we find ourselves 2 goals up in the first 20 minutes again, oof. Those narratives about Teta not bedding in youth look really silly right now. The only domestic club with numerous academy talents getting minutes now. If certain man let Mainoo go, they don't have any Mancunians in their team. Certain man only got one Scouser like Curtis Jones in their team. And to be honest, it's getting harder and harder for young players because all these clubs are trying to win stuff. And it's a bit mad because I think young players are more ready now than they've ever been. But it's harder for you to break into the first team and like start and all of that because of the pressures. But then also, I do think there could be more opportunities because we use 5 subs now. In the next 5 or so years, you might even have to use more subs because there's only club and country. You're seeing it. Everything is getting expanded. And if it's not official tournaments, you know, how many teams, as soon as the last ball in the Prem was kicked last season, they're jetting off anywhere and doing stuff. You know, you need bigger squads. So that could be something as well to consider. And even when you look at half of these like governing bodies, like the La Liga president, when all these teams are crying about injuries and we need to rest and the schedule, what do they keep saying? Get a bigger squad. The people that control the game we know and love, that created Nations League and Conference League and change and try bringing Super League and Champions Leagues expanded and World Club Cups expanded. These lot are not going to save the players, bro. They're not. So the only solution has to be having a bigger squad. DJ, you disappointed we didn't see generational talent Dominic Calvert-Lewin this weekend when we played Leeds. He definitely do a job as a DM for us. It's a shame, man. Put the alcohol down, man. Put the alcohol down. Facts. I had to be a fan of football first, or it would put me off first game I ever went to was Villa versus Spurs because my dad's a Spurs fan. That's enough to put you off football for life. DJ, what do you make of Goldbridge getting Bundesliga rights? Is it the beginning of the end of Sky Sports trash punditry era? I mean, the man's got leverage, he's got influence, and he's clearly got some famous people around him, so it makes sense. We're not... The mainstream's late to everything, innit? We're at that... Well, the first stage, I feel, was... How do I make it make sense? Like, obviously, you've got traditional, like, Sky Sports, all that kind of stuff here, right? And then you've got, like, us, like normal people, innit? Like normal people. Obviously, at some point, YouTube's come on the scene, you know, primarily, I guess, Goldbridge, but I would say Robbie for me, like Robbie's doing his thing. And what did you see these people do? Slag off this kind of stuff. They slagged it off. They probably still slag it off behind closed doors, but then they saw the people actually either want to be entertained more, hear from actual fans, not hear from people that, you know, are in pockets of clubs. So they sat there and said, all right, you know what, we're going to bust them. We're going to try and make a link kind of thing. But now we're at that weird stage where people are, you know, getting money by clubs. So they're not going to be honest. People are rage baiting, or people are just getting selected because they're famous or they've got a name or numbers. We're not quite at the right people for the right person, like the right club. Like you could have two Man City fans, obviously because of numbers. My man's probably gonna get it, but my man's got 3 million subscribers and all these things. This one's only got 100, but he's very articulate. He does his research. He's a thinkers man's kind of footballer. You're gonna get into that stage where the right people are gonna be put in the right place because they're late, bro. They're just doing all they're doing is copying, getting the same talent, trying to mimic the same shows on these places. And because they've got big media houses, they're going to get views and all these things, but beneath it's failing. They know it's failing. And to be honest, forget all of that. People are tired of having to pay more and get less. It's a shag. How, bro, we all know TNT, Sky Sports, all these things. It's a shag. It's not worth it. I wouldn't say the end of the punditry era because there is still scope for retired footballers because at the end of the day, many YouTubers can't mimic that. But yeah. Hopefully that answers your question. How come we only got 26 million for Kiwior? Liverpool got 35 for Kwanzaa? Because Liverpool are good hustlers. We still have to learn. All right, big up Jay. I saw you vexing one of the comments. So this guy's normally cooler headed. Didn't read it. Same karma that thinks a girl wanting an open relationship is her man's fault. Karma's blood strong and that way. Oh gosh. Respectfully to the women, if a woman wants ever, God, stuff, like, oh my God, if a woman ever said she wants an open relationship, hey, just go for the door. Go for the door. Please, just, yeah, that's a myth. That's a myth. I mean, if we're just doing what we're doing, and I don't really care, you can do whatever you want in this world, innit? But nah. And any man that stays, you don't rate yourself. Unless you're on the weirdo thing as well, then by all means, you lot be weird. Forget that. Darkness. Absolute darkness. Another season of forcing MLS into midfield, let him enjoy his position. Off topic, but after that Newcastle match pulled off, even though they lost, you think they're going to bench Isaac and say you can suffer on the bench, we don't need you. If you don't get a move, then for Isaac and Newcastle, you don't have to like each other, but you're going to have to reintegrate in some capacity, at least until January at the earliest next season. It don't help because you're not going to play games. You're not going to do whatever you want to do. They need a forward. I still think he's going to sign for Liverpool. I've been saying that for time. And I must admit, it's getting a bit weaker in my head because it's the 27th of August. The deadline's on the 1st. I still think he's gone. That's more than enough time. But yeah, man. Spare a thought for Hugo Ekitike. It got nothing to do with me as an Arsenal fan. But if I looked at the French attackers, for how the hell has he not been called up, man? Looking forward to Sunday's game. Big up yourself, BR, mate. Dowman's overrated. Hating on a 15-year-old is crazy. Who compared him to Yao Mao? Yeah, you're being horrible. Being horrible. Horrible. Nowhere near Yao Mao. By the way, no to Mainoo DG's overhyped. Harsh. I'd be the worst diver at 15. It would look like I'm doing stunts. But what else have we got in the comments? Big up you lot, man. Really enjoy you lot's thoughts. I'll start Timber at left back and Mascara right back. What, against Liverpool? Timber to lock off the right-hand side and free up Eze to play inside left channel, leaving space for your credit. Yeah, not against Liverpool, bro. Not even the Timber left back thing, but Mascara, listen, let's just Timber, Calafiori, or Lewis Skelly. I think this is the game to just keep doing what we like. This ain't the game to be trying stuff. Yeah, Dio, I did see Chelsea been in with Fermin Lopez. How does it all work out there? How does it all work out? They got so many players. Yeah, that's crazy. Open relationship. That's if you don't rate. I rate myself too much. Imagine the girl says open relationships. Just say you want to fuck your ex or there's someone better or there's someone else. Just say these things, bro. Like as much as I know I'm the most sexiest man in the world and my thing's different, bro, you have to be humble, bro. Like just say that. That's an idiot thing. Like safe, man. That's net. Oh gosh. Yeah, man. Cause then what? And then when you say, oh yeah, I don't want to do the open thing no more. So what? Like, we're just meant to live happily ever after. And I know myself, like when we're doing the birds and the bees, I'm gonna be looking at you like getting vexed, like, ugh. I'm be disgusted. Like, oh gosh. Nasty. Do you play FIFA? I ain't played in a minute. Dead. I would love Arsenal to sign Pedri, but myth. That is dead, man. God. Big up. Listen, we're all gonna die one day. Everybody live their life how they want to live their life, but yeah, man, madness. But yeah, should we see what's being said in the papers? Ben Jacobs has said Crystal Palace are in talks to sign Reece Nelson for a fee in the region of 15 million. Have that, man. Put a sell on clause though. Put a sell on clause, man. We'll look after you. We'll look after you. Is there anything else? Where's Hand of Arsenal? He ain't come true with nothing. Hey, of course. How can I doubt the dude? Arsenal been in talks with Palace. Wait, pause this. Arsenal have been in talks with Palace for the transfer of Reece Nelson. Talks ongoing for around 10 days between the two clubs. Andrea looking to secure a fee that will count as pure profit as Reece Nelson is from Halen. Any other? What, we signing Messi? Like, I'm used to seeing madness. Okay. To be fair, that'll be the second the second Arsenal player Crystal Palace signed because they're about to get Dan Casey, who had a great season last year at Arsenal in the academy, has rejected a pro deal. So yeah, man. Eze's been turning heads at his new club with an incredible work ethic that sets him apart from his teammates. Randa propaganda. After a full training session, while most players packed up and headed home, Eze remained on the pitch for extra 2 hours, perfecting his touch, refining his movement, and working closer with the coaching staff on specific drills. Eze is staying at Arsenal's team hotel in St Albans. The midfielder, who recently completed a dream move to the Gunners, is eager to settle in quickly and has moved into the club's team hotel as they prepare for this weekend's game against Liverpool. I mean, he just got married, you know. Sure, the missus wouldn't be happy. You got to sort out a house, but yeah, big him up for that. Leverkusen issue Piero Hincapié update with transfer warning ahead of first bid. Leverkusen's director Simon Wolves, who we was once linked with before Better obviously came in, says they are yet to receive a bid from Arsenal for defender Hincapie, and the German club are determined to keep hold of him this summer. Well, that ain't a lie. We haven't bidded yet, but we've clearly been in some level of talks. Arsenal are interested in signing Hincapie before Monday's transfer deadline if Kiwior leaves the club. Kiwior is a target for Porto, who are in talks with Arsenal after having a bid for the Poland international not back last month. Negotiations are ongoing over a loan move that would become permanent next summer, with potential add-ons and bonuses currently being discussed. The total cost of the deal has not yet been agreed, but it will be more than 20 million that Arsenal paid to sign Kiwior 2 years ago. If Kiwior leaves, then Arsenal will look to replace him, and Hincapie is their preferred target. The 23-year-old is capable of playing in the heart of defense or at left back, and Arsenal's interest in him dates back before this summer. Arsenal have been looking at left-sided defenders over the past 18 months with Jarrell Hatto. Now of Chelsea, another player they scouted, would have loved him, man. We still haven't received any official offer from any club, so he's our player and we'd like him to continue with us. He's got a release clause worth 52 million, and apparently we'd like to pay less than that or agree a deal that would see the Ecuadorian arrive on loan before making the move permanent next summer. Any move for Hincapie is dependent on Kiwior going, and Leverkusen are still waiting for a formal approach from Arsenal. Now, there are some reports that quash that and say, regardless, we're bringing my man in. So I have to see. We haven't, and his contract ends in 2029. We haven't received any official offer from any club, so he's our player. He knows that we value him highly and would like to see him continue with us. The transfer window is still open until Monday evening, so the probability is high that something will still happen. And apparently Leverkusen are linked with Timber's brother, people. So yeah, they ain't received an offer. I mean, doesn't sound like the truth. And this is just essentially saying they're going to play hardball. Why wouldn't you? Because I'm sure you have to source a replacement. You want whatever money or whatever deal that makes sense. Spare a thought for Leverkusen. It feels like they've been ransacked, or maybe Ten Hag scared everybody and got the hell out of there. Who knows? It's probably Gabriel Magalhaes' fault. But they're refusing to accept any offers from Arsenal below his release clause. Typical negotiations. The only issue is we do have to get a move on because the window soon shut, people. So it is what it is. This is said, Porto closing on Kiwior as Arsenal eye for youngsters. The proposal for Kiwior and Porto is a loan with an obligation to buy of 26 million, including the loan fee, which could rise on performances. We bought him for 20 million, as we know. The Gunner staff have also followed Real Sociedad's stylish 19-year-old prospect Joan Martin over recent months, who has been capped by Spain at under-19s level. I'm sure he's part of their squad for the under-19s Euros that recently just went. They've also, and apparently Max Down was going to be playing for England's under-19s. They've also checked on Girona's Anot Martinez, a versatile defender who's drawn offers from West Ham and Crystal Palace this summer. Do you know what? Yeah, I want to know how old, just because he's there and he spoke about Max Dowman. Kai Rooney's son. He looks like he could do something in the game. Very rarely did the sons of famous footballers impress me, but he looks cold. For midfield, they have been following Israeli international Oscar Gulot. I don't know if that's how you do it, but who has just signed for Ajax from Salzburg. Another one on their watch list has been 19-year-old Ghanaian Caleb Yarinki at Midtjylland in Denmark. Bro, if these guys can come and make peas, let's go and get it done. If you progress to the first team, Bobby's your uncle. Anyone having Kobbie Mainoo? Man United are expected to make a decision on Mainoo's future at Old Trafford within the next 48 hours. Talks are exacerbating over a new deal. He's 20 years of age. 10 clubs have expressed an interest. Been linked with actually Real Madrid. Surely you loan him out if that's the case. You can't sell him, man. Mainoo's cold. But he does need to play. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on. Maybe him and Amrin have had some level of a fallout. Arsenal are aggravating buying Leverkusen by wanting to pay quite a bit less than Tottenham's offer for Hincapie. Arsenal's North London rivals were in talks for around the price that Leverkusen were agreeable to. That's what Team News and Ticks has said. So we'll have to see that. So yeah, man, we've been told they will not accept a bid lower for Hincapie than what's been advised. So yeah, apparently he's already understood to have agreed personal terms, and we remain in talks. Just sounds like business as usual, if I'm honest. On Hand of Arsenal spoke about Kiwior. Pardon me, an official offer has been sent. Arsenal responded with a counter offer today, also, which has been the main point of negotiations. Specifics are being discussed, which include possibilities such as a sell-on fee and UCL bonuses related to add-ons. Arsenal are hopeful the final fee is around 30 million euros. Either way, the deal is in its final stages. Andrea Berta's ideal plan is to only sanction this deal once, if we secure a deal for Hincapie. Negotiations are ongoing with personal terms agreed on the player side. The reason for this strategy is for Andrea to ensure Mikel Arteta is fully equipped for the 2025-26 campaign and not left short. A lot of moving parts in negotiations. Patience is the master of the situation, people. So yeah, this is said we are progressing in talks with Leverkusen regarding Hincapie, and a resolution is expected in the coming hours. The player is fully determined to join Arsenal. That was yesterday, so clearly not advanced that much. So yeah, that's where we're at. Everything's going to be dominated around Kiwior and this Hincapie fellow. So we're going to have to see. Apparently, a private jet sent for Kiwior was even cancelled as well. It was expected he was going to go over to Portugal after training yesterday. Real Madrid, as I said, are interested in Mainoo. Hincapie to be denied Arsenal welcome present as 52 million transfer agreement reached. He'll be denied the perfect welcome. Is it still expected to join us in the coming days? Negotiations, blah, blah, blah. Why, though? Why? Oh, they done us because he's not going to get his favoured shirt number. The number 3. Who cares, man? Just do the job. Good clickbait, though. Good clickbait. We've been dealt a boost, people. Odegaard is to be included in Norway's squad ahead of the upcoming international break. So maybe his shoulder isn't as bad. I'd be wary on that, though, people. United are expecting offers for Kobbie Mainoo amid growing interest from England and Europe. He's open to leaving, but has not transmitted that to the club yet. United are happy with him and are not actively looking to let him go. At this stage, United are very unlikely to consider a loan deal, people. When Chelsea inquired about Mainoo in January, they were quoted a 70 million asking price. There's belief Man United would now accept 45 million, potentially even less as the deadline draws. I think that's what's... Some figures close to Mainoo have been surprised by a lack of communication from Amorim. Rather than provide specific instructions, Amorim's general attitude about playing time is to tell players to train hard and earn their spot. So I guess you got to train hard and earn your spot, but it's not a thing where he's told him specific things he needs to improve. He's not improving it, so you're not going to play. Max Dowman, as I said, is being considered for his England under-19 debut. Slap him in the 21s, man. I did mention it, but apparently Crystal Palace are close to agreeing a compensation package with Arsenal for highly rated attacker Dan Casey, who turns 18 on Sunday, people. Got 20 goals, people, and 2 assists in 24 appearances. The pathway is not there. It might be there at Palace, so go do your thing. Again, Man United fans in the chat, you don't need to worry about this. You're playing Grimsby in the League Cup in August. That's you today. For everyone that's in the Champions League, we got the draw tomorrow. Arsenal have been put in pot 2 for the Champions League draw based on their coefficient. Arsenal will now face 2 of either PSG, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Inter Milan, Borussia Dortmund, and Barca in the league phase. Bring on Barcelona. If I had to guess, if I had to guess, Real Madrid, PSG. That's who I think. Or Real Madrid, Barcelona. The Cat Yarabel Cup third round draw will take place at 10:15 p.m. tonight. Obviously, that's UK time. Due to their participation in European competitions, Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester City, Newcastle, Chelsea, Tottenham Hotspur, Aston Villa, and Nottingham Forest cannot face each other in this round, okay, great stuff. I saw this a few days ago, but it's here, so we might as well go over it. Stuttgart have been unable to come to an agreement with Arsenal over Fabio Vieira and have now moved on to other targets. Palace, come on, man. You know you want Fabio. Come on. He's cold, man. You're in Europe. You need a big squad. I can't believe it. Supermandinho and Eze, you know. Everyone can't relate. Not everyone can relate. Not everyone can relate. It's different. It's so different. Is there anything else? Let's change that to an hour. Don't forget, 4 p.m. I'm here with Kenny Ken, people. We're going to piss him off and do that. But yeah, big up Kenny. What Gabriel Martinelli is now set to do if Arsenal... Bro, we're not signing Rodrigo. But for you, look, we will read this. Well, you have to stay. You're part of the bench. Graham Bailey believes that Martinelli will not leave Arsenal this summer, even if they sign Rodrigo from Real Madrid. We've made 7 signings. What specifically have you said, my friend? I don't see Martinelli leaving. Who's going to pay him? Who's going to pay him 190 grand a week? Especially with these injuries now. Even if Rodrigo came in, I don't think we'd see Martinelli go this month. Maybe in January, depending on how things work out. But even if Rodrigo came in on loan, I don't see them letting anyone apart from the likes of Zinchenko. In my life, I forgot Zinchenko was here. You need to cut as well. Palace, what do you say? Lokonga, who's being linked with Greece and Turkish clubs, and others we spoke about numerous times. No surprise there. I don't see Trossard or Martinelli leaving this summer. Mikel Arteta is said to be very happy with Martinelli. Yeah. I'm sure you are, my friend. I'm sure you are. I'm sure you are, man. We all are so happy, so happy. 2 years left. Oh, big up Aaron. 2 years left. The Martinelli deal decision got to be made. No one ain't buying him this summer, though, man. So it is where it is. I think the writing's on the wall. Especially if you carry on with what you're doing. Gyökeres feels like a long time ago of Hincapie and Eze. The binary way of looking at football will kill your enjoyment of sport. Exactly. And again, going back to what he's talking about, I don't know why people can't just say, I don't know, well, you was right, I was wrong. Like, that's why I get, like, pick up Aaron. Aaron, perfect one. He's in the chat. Like, I'll get Aaron, I'll get a gal, I'll get everybody. Everyone's got different thoughts. And I feel you might learn the thing, but it's just weird. I'm not saying necessarily them, but like when you watch some content, it's like it starts turning into a slanging match, gets overly personal, and I'm like, really? Football as well, you know. Really? Fair play. Each to their own. Have we ever dreamed of windows like this? Yeah, but it's different reality. I think good pro players' kids don't end up as good as their dads. The only exceptions I know is Maldini and Haaland so far. There's probably 1-2 more, but you're right. And to be fair, it's an impossible task, man, because, you know, Rooney's son looks cold, didn't it? Rooney's son looks cold, but at the end of the day, like, you got Rooney on the back, and I couldn't tell you where Zidane's kids are, but Zidane's kid, and even if not, I don't know if he wants to, but even Messi's kids, if you make it as a footballer, that's a blessing, but you got Messi on the back. Your best case is if you're, especially, well, I don't know how tall you'd be, in fact, be tall enough to be a fullback. If you're Messi's son, just be a defender, bro. Could you imagine being Zidane's son and you're a midfielder? It's done. It's done. DG has dyslexia alarm. I do, but what the hell does that have to do? Whoa. Skills, you're moving mad. We're not bringing that on screen. But with hooks. This is big up hooks. Any girl that leaves me for hooks, fuck you. Alright, you don't like dancing, remember? You must like Chris Brown. A don with no hair. Come on, make sure you're following halftime hooks. Don't embarrass me. Don't encourage foolishness, man. You lot are silly. You lot are absolutely silly. That's crazy. You're a bad person. I just miss football. Looking forward to watching Arsenal play again. Crazy works. Man said open relationship, trouble up your boy. Two can tango, but I'm getting the final dance. No, you know what? Yeah, bro. Men are wicked, but men are wicked, but women are wickeder. You know, you got to remember that. That's why I've got to be the wickedest. Going gunshot for gunshot with women, it's a myth. It's a myth. If you don't like them, who cares? It's a myth. You might as well just cut. It's crazy, bro. It's bro. They will win. Remember, they can go outside. I'm not even going to talk too tough, but they can go outside and say, "Yeah, I fancy doing something today." We all know what I'm talking about, and they will find someone. We have to trap. Hooks will claim, stars will align. I don't mind. No fun unless the homies get some. You get me? Like Fabio Vieira. Karma could be Fabio Vieira. I'm being silly. Rodrigo, I could see, but need Trossard to go. That's right. You know what? I don't feel the attackers are coming in, man. Because how do you fit them all on the bench? And I'm not even saying, oh, look, you lot don't do that stuff about, oh, you lot want depth. Now you got depth and you're crying. It's not even that. Like, obviously, there's going to be games. I hope this don't play and copyright the things. Obviously, there's gonna be games where, depending on the opposition, you might want to. Why? What? I did nothing there. Depending on the opposition, you might want more attackers on the bench, more defenders on the bench. 9 times out of 10 in the Prem, you want a bit of a balance in it. The only one that's guaranteed, quote unquote, to be on the bench is Kepa. But there is a degree of, I mean, if Havertz stays, Jesus ain't going nowhere because he's not fit. You bring in Rodrigo. You've got Martinelli on 190 grand. You gave Trossard a new deal. You can't consistently leave these guys out. Afternoon, DG. Also, West Ham, Zinchenko and Fabio Vieira will change your lives. 25 million for each is a great deal. Boy, it will, you know. Dark arts mastered, but you don't want to do that. I can't lie, DG dances better than... Sorry, I can't lie, Henry dances better than DG. That's the king. He can have that. Why are you watching me and him dance? You've never seen me dance. That's cool. That's cool. We're not here to dance. It's hard for any child to live up to a legend parent. They say in many a book, don't step into a great man's shoes, man. That's why I'll always admire, even though it didn't work out, Emery taking the job after Wenger, or Moyes after Sir Alex Ferguson, or whoever on God's green earth takes that job after Pep. God, you're stepping into a great man's shoes. You absolutely can force Jesus out so he can force him to move. Naive way of thinking. Like, the man's not fit. He's not going anywhere. Obviously, Bert has shown us random things can happen. Okay, the window shuts on the 1st of September. Cool, you can't leave him out. But the window shuts on the 1st of September, right? Cool. And Jesus is fit. Cool, you can talk about January, but for months he's here. So you might as well utilize him in some capacity. It don't make sense. It's just like the point we was making around Newcastle, and is that you can do all this I'm not saying Newcastle said this, but banish him to the academy and whatnot, bro. You're still paying. So it'll be interesting to see, man. But I'm just conscious of time, people. In just over half an hour, I'll be live with Kenny Ken. So yeah, man, big up yourselves. As usual, it's always been great. 90 minutes has flown. We've gone over the transfer news and we just waffled together, man. So yeah, see you lot in a bit, man. Come on. And since we're signing all these left-sided players, Arteta, come on, man. There must be scope for me.
Against this right back, Charlie, definitely.